Assalamu alaikum. You all may be seated. How's everyone feeling? Well, I was sitting in the back listening to the minister, and I must concur with everything that he said. However, I think that most of y'all from heaven thoroughly understand what he was talking about. Is that true? I would like to say this about the minister. I think he's the only one that has went out and started something from his own will. He used to be assistant minister in Los Angeles. That's where I met him. And he asked me, could he come back to his hometown and start a temple? I said, if you're serious enough, yes. So what you see is what he done with the help of the ones that's here. And we sent some brothers down to help him get this building together. But he was the one that located it, sent the films to us. We viewed it. He put everything into motion, so we always reacted to what he did. So now you got a bus, you got a place to come to, because he went into motion. So what he's speaking, what he spoke about, he did it. So since he did it, he understands what it takes to make things happen. We were sitting and waiting for the bus to arrive, and I was trying to wonder, what kept you? You know, heaven is supposed to be on time. I'm the only one that can be late. You didn't get that. Well, I'm glad you all did come down. You enjoy your trip? Well, you look at it this way, at least you had a place to come to. You know, tomorrow we have some other visitors coming in. We'll go over some little jewels. I hope you learn something from it, especially the ones from heaven, because everybody's looking to go to heaven. If you don't make it, they may go, they don't find heaven. They just find something to do or a place different from where they are. But I'd like for them to actually go to heaven. So if you all do what the minister was suggesting, that's exactly what will take place. However, this is what you have to do. This is what must be done, so to say. After you get things in motion and you thoroughly understand what you're doing, there's got to be something that comes up in you. You want to know, what is the next step? If you've grown, you don't look to somebody else to show it to you. The rhythm of what you're doing lets you know what's next. And as long as you're asking, well, Father, what should we do next? You still little children. Then if I explain to you what has to be done next, for a while you're not going to do it right. You're going to attempt to do it, but you're not going to do it right because you're thinking about what I said. But if you're looking at what is being done and what the motion dictates to be done next, and you figure on that, you'll get it done right. It'll make you start thinking. And heaven has got to a point now where what you all are doing, you should know how to do that with your eyes closed. What's next? I got a report this morning. Somebody broke into the filling station. I think it was this morning, yesterday morning. This morning? Yesterday? This morning? You get something going, you got to figure out what's next. Security is one thing. You got to be able to stop people that's ignorant. Satan just sends people. They might not intend to do anything, but Satan sends them just to mess up what you got. And it's not so much messing up the things as it does your thinking. I thought Father was with us. I am. They didn't break in my house. They ain't steal my car. You understand what's being said? So this nation that's being built, Solomon didn't use no hammer. In other words, I'm not on the construction crew. I'm not in transportation. I'm not in any of that. You may be doing it because of me. Because of me. You get up because the sun is shining. Sun don't make you get up, but just because it's shining, you get up. So you're building a nation because of me. However, after you're building it or in the process of building it, you gotta always look for the next step. What am I doing next? Because it's just starting. It ain't finished. You all sleeping? So what do I do next? In the nation or in heaven, where everything is looked at, and everybody's going to want to go, because on the outside, they're in Vassary, this is not going to get much larger. The ones here, and I hope you all are listening, ones that are here in Vassary. If you study and become very confirmed in what you're doing, you're going to start being invited, invitations to go other places. There's no need for us to build any big, beautiful buildings they already built. You just go there and deal with the people that's there. And then when they want to see what's really taking place, send them to heaven. You got it? And this is all around the country. All around the country. People are going to be leaving, going to heaven. And it's prophesied, the messenger said the same thing. We're going to drive everybody to the center. So you that are already at the center and being the center, what you going to do next? Have you become stagnated in what you're doing and think, that's it? No. You're just pausing in one step. You got to take the next step. You know, when you can get to the point where nobody has to tell you what to do, you can read the signs. You know, like if you're coming down here to Vassary. If nobody told you what to do, you go get a map. You read all the signs. But nobody told you nothing. So how did you get here? I got a map. I seen how it was mapped out. I went by the signs of the road. Here I am. Am I making sense?
Yes, sir.
So if you do that in heaven, because people are coming. They coming. I'm telling you, they coming. So all of the classes that you've been going through, being purified, is for the express reason when they come in heavy. A lot of weight on them. You got to take it off. You got to let them come into heaven, bring that weight and mess up heaven. If people come to my house, I run my house like you all run the nation, or the way the nation should be ran. Very seldom we go to the grocery store and buy food for the house or the grocery store. When we buy our food, we buy it for the fundraiser. We go the same time fundraiser people go. We go to the big supermarkets or the warehouses and whatnot, and we buy our food right along with that. And we got the money set up for the house and the fundraiser. But the people that we buy it from don't know that. So when we bring it back, it's separated. Same way y'all do in heaven. It's separated. What goes to our house, go to our house. We do it that way. And if anybody comes to my house and they seem to be burdened, or even they call. Yes, my spirit and the knowledge that I have and how I am takes that weight off of them. It don't get into my house. Even if somebody calls and talk to my wife or something. It may be a little heavy for them. If I'm at the home, they just say, hold on, this is Father so and so and so and so. I tell them what to do. The weight don't come in. In other words, Satan don't get in. If he get in, we put handcuffs on him, put tape across his mouth. He's there, but he can't do nothing. That's the same thing you got to do in heaven. And heaven is you. It ain't them buildings. It's you. It is not the buildings. It is not the supermarket. It is not the gas station. Ain't none of that. Ain't the restaurant. It's you. You got it? Now, to show that it is you, and you're going to take the next step, what you going to do? What is the next step? Just asking a question. And if you're paying attention to what you're doing, when you're doing it, how you're doing it, where you're doing it will tell you what the next step is. Right? I know Brother National Secretary James called me and told me about the brothers being disrespectful to the policemen out there in Kansas. So I said, well, the next step should be what? Because they've already been disrespectful. Can't change that. But what is the next step? Do we want to go to war with the police? They would lose, but we'd be severely bruised. They would lose, but we'd be pretty well bruised. So what would be the next step? We got to stop that. So I said, call him up and write him a letter. He did it. We stopped it. Is that right, Brother Secretary? Matter of fact, I think we got raving reviews about the letter from them. We took the next step. So Satan still didn't get in. He had it set up to send the police in, people that do nothing but deal with negative. They get paid to deal with negative, with wrong. So if Satan could get them mustered up and send them against us, tear our house up. But we took the next step before they did. You see what I'm saying? So I was thinking while listening to the minister, we have a couple of coaches, and we're going to get a whole lot more things, even brand new things. And when it gets to be that, it's because we've got brand new thinking. But we got a coach. You can take it and go where you want to go, when you want to go. You don't have to ask nobody. You just let it be known that you want to do this. And if you got the fun, do it. You got the freedom to do it. Then y'all come here late. So the minister is admonishing the ones that's here. And when we leave, they can go to him and say, Brother Minister, heaven was late too. They can say that. Still wouldn't be right. But I'm just saying to you, so we have a live, living example of what not to do. Since you are heaven. I don't know if y'all do. You understand what I'm saying? When I went out to the 4th Independence, I think Sister Leota had got a room in the hotel for us and everything, laid it out again. I said, I'm not going there. I'm going to go to where I've been going. I feel good there. I'm close to heaven. Our people, I'm close to them. I'm going to stay there. It's going to be, the air conditioning it ain't jumping that good. But I sweat a little bit. I felt much better in the home. Because to go away, I felt like I was close to home, but I wasn't home. It's because of what you all have done. You understand what I'm saying? That's God is coming home. And I felt home. Other people that's going to be coming, they're going to be so amazed at you all and what you're doing that half the time they're not going to believe it. They're going to have to because they're looking at it. But the real thing is you. If you become stagnant in your thinking, you think heaven has reached its limit, it's not going to go no more. So you're just going to do the same thing over and over and over. You're not looking at the next step. You got to take the next step. Does anyone understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Well, that's basically what I wanted to say because Minister Alexander said what should be said, especially for the ones that are here. It's always going to be an appearance that things aren't really growing as fast as you like in the area that you're in. Because this is not heaven. This is hell. Louisiana is hell. However, with me, let's go. You got someplace to go. So don't feel as though you got a bakery or you got to do some fundraisers and it's the same people over and over and over. Hey, if it's the same people over and over and over, these are the same people that will be rewarded over and over and over and over. The ones that's not, they come in at the last minute. It may look like, well, they just came in, they just come. Even if that happened, they come in and look like they got ahead of you. They don't have the thinking to justify their position. So they're going to lose it. Anybody witness to it? You look at the nation of Islam under Louis. People come in, they be new, they put them right on a post right away, and before you know it, they're gone. Can't stay there. But if I was you all, I wouldn't worry about no post. I wouldn't worry about no post. I'll just be right. So whatever post I'm offered, I got it. You understand? This is easily forgotten if you ain't for real. If you let the rigmarole of the work take you off in your thinking, you're going to forget it. Boredom sets in. I was riding on the road, well, a matter of fact, for the last almost 3 or 4 days, I had maybe about one night's sleep. It wasn't all the way the whole night. I'm riding, and I'm thinking, well, this riding, I've been doing this for years. I did it for money, to pay my bills, take care of my family. Now I'm doing it for a different reason. I could get on a plane where it would take me 20 hours, maybe 3 hours on the plane. However, once I get there, the whole time I'm in somebody else's mercy. If I'm on the plane, I got to go where the plane goes. Once the plane stops, I get off. Something's got to be set up to move me to the next place. In other words, I'm always at somebody else's system. So I can either do that or be at my own. Just take the time and travel. Or maybe we'll get big enough where we get our own plane, have our own cars, have people meet me, and so forth. But that's got to come from people that are thinking righteously. Because white folks do that. All you got to do is just show him his face on some paper. If there's enough of it, he'll take care of you. I mean, he'll take care of you. I don't care what you want. He does it. He makes you feel so good. But it's just a feeling. As soon as the paper run out, he runs out. You left standing in the breeze. Oh, sound like y'all know about that. Well, if you're really going to, build heaven, it can only come from your thinking. You got it started. I mean, you really got it started. I don't know if Brother Secretary, National Secretary is talking to y'all, letting you know what's happening around the country, what people are doing, and what I'm doing with people that's in opposition to me. It's a given as far as the system, white folks. That's a given that we're taking them down piece by piece. But our people that claim to be righteous or want to be a Muslim, want to be Allah, call on him every day, I'm doing something to them too. They're going to have to come and talk to you. They're going to have to. If they're living, if they're breathing, they're going to have to come. So I wouldn't want them to come and find themselves, meaning the same nigger that they are. That's what they come and find. they should really find heaven. Right? So everything that we need, we should be producing it. Everything we need, we should be producing it. And then we need to have some wants. We need to have some wants. You know, we need a little gravy on the rice, a little icing on the cake. You know, we need a few free hours just to stargaze. If you don't, if you're not looking up at the sky stargazing at them, you never think how you're going to get there. So you need to look at it so. Just wonder. After a while, you start to thinking, well, no, I wonder if I can go there. I wonder if I can get closer. After a while, you start thinking, well, I think I'll go into motion and see if I can't do that. You see? So, we going to really have heaven? Well, I'm not going to keep it. Everybody's already eating? Nobody's eating? Have you? Everybody don't eat? Well, I guess I'll go and eat then. So, everybody's going to be here tomorrow. I intend to teach on prayer. And it's solely for the ones that is in the first. The ones that's not in the first, you'll get a better understanding, but I want to teach on prayer, the original prayer. It may be pretty inspirational. So I wouldn't miss it if I were you. All right? I appreciate the type of effort that the minister and Sister Betty. I know Sister Betty has been pretty faithful and loyal ever since I've known her. She's opened up her home. She gave quite a bit of money when we asked for the. I think you put your home up or something. Did you borrow it on your house or something to get money? So was we supposed to pay you back? Oh, okay. That's all you. That's good. Well, if it's necessary, let us know. However, had it not been for Minister Alexander, it's highly likely this place wouldn't be here. It wouldn't be. He was a mechanic. I think he worked on the cars a couple of times. And all the temples that I know that got set up, most of the time it was Mother and Sister Dana and Sedmex, and then went around the country and set the temples up. They didn't set this one up. Is that right, Brother Minister? You know, so what you all done here in Vassary, you know, this by witness is what you all have done. So I appreciate it. And don't think that this is the end of it. Look for your next step. Because you're getting closer and closer to heaven in your thinking. All right? So do I need to say anything else? You got any questions? You want to talk to me a little bit? I'll listen. Minister Robert. Robin.
I'm on mic post, Father.
Oh, you're on mic post? Oh. Well, look like it. Yes, sir.
Assalamu alaikum, Father. Yes, sir, Father. I've been applying the math to the best of my knowledge to stay ahead of Satan in the unseen. And one thing that I've experienced is he constantly has something to say over and over and over, always talking. However, I wanted to know if there's a formula where I can shut Satan up sometime.
Yes, sir. Satan can't talk louder than me, and he can't talk longer than me. So what you do, whatever he's talking to you about, get to the absolute of it. That shuts him up. As long as you're not at the absolute, he might entice you to listen. Or if he's saying so and so and so and so, oh, that's not so. And if you can prove it ain't so, it shuts him up. It makes you feel better. That's all you got to do. You know, the best he can do is irritate you.
Yes, sir.
That's the best he can do. Other than that, if he's doing more than that, you're letting him. It's not unusual. You know, you're not the only one. You just come and letting it be known. You know, it's a lot of time my wives come and tell me, you know, Satan is doing this. Or, you know, since they're with me, they know him almost better than me.
Yes, sir.
There is no people that exist in the universe that Satan is more concentrated on than the ones that's right with me. No people. The ones that's right with me is my wife. It used to be mother. And I don't care what she did, where she went, with the ones that love her and everything, it was always something that happened wrong. Always. Always. If she went to get a cup of coffee or whatnot, they spilled the cream on her, or the cup was cracked, or something was wrong. Concentrated 24/7, all the time. You're not like that. Unless you really start coming alive. And the more alive you come, the more he starts taking an interest in you. You can't let that happen. However, with me, they never let up. Never. My wife was telling me the other day, you know, she said, Father, you know, you're a great man. I said, why you say that? Said, the one thing that all of us have complained about, we could have our time with you, and it really ain't time with you. Phone ring 12 o'clock, 2 o'clock, and I don't care who calls, you take time and talk to them. If we're talking to you, you say, excuse me, I'll be right back with you. And you talk to the people on the phone. So it's like, we really never have no time with you. I said, well, that is true. I didn't think of it that way. However, the time that they do have with me, I guess white folks say it's quality time. They're constantly learning. And Satan is always on them about something. Now they got to the point they can solve it. They can shut him up. Very rarely that he get them where they come up with some type of anger or emotion. Sometimes they start crying while they're talking to me. They're laughing and crying. That's a good sign. In other words, they're letting him go. They still got my spirit. When it's all over with and everything, hugs and kisses, and we keep on stepping. But if he's dealing with you, this is how I deal with it. When he comes to me and says, so and so and so is the case, I look at it. No, that ain't the case. I mean, it's close, but that ain't absolute. So forget that. He storm on off or he try to show you something else.
Yes, sir.
The absolute kills that. There ain't no something else concerning that. So that's why we're dealing with math. He does deal with math too, but he always does it in the dark. So you don't never see the answer.
Yes, sir.
He presents the problem, but he don't present the solution. You come up with a solution and shut him up.
Yes, sir, Father. I have one more question, if I may.
Are you listening? Yes, sir. Are you understanding? Yes, sir. Because none of you are exempt. And the point that I really want you to know, and understand, that none of you are all put together that has a concentrated effort from Satan applied to them, or you are like it is to me and those that are right around me. So much so when I leave home, after a certain amount of hours that I'm gone, they can say, Father, we can tell that you're not in the house. You know, the light bulb just fall like the light, bam, break. No reason at all. Just to try to spook the ones I left home. You'll be surprised. But nothing serious never happened. Unless they start to fall for it. If they become frightened, oh, Satan's in the house. If that happens, then he just runs rampant. The phone will ring. The police is knocking at the door. Then, the child done fell down and cut the eye out. A whole bunch of stuff be happening. And this isn't once in a while. Every second. So Satan is always with us. But he never is victorious. Never. So I want you to understand that. When you think that you're being bombarded, just remember, even what you're doing now, asking me the question, you're asking me about how to master the Satan that's in you, that's nagging you. So here's a situation still coming to me because of Satan. You see? So he can easily be beaten. You just have to make your mind up that you're going to do it. That's all. So what's the other one?
Yes, sir, Father. You answered it while you were speaking just now, because I was rotating. I've heard the term that in the world, people share that they woke up on the wrong side of the bed. Everything wrong happens. However, I sort of experienced a situation where it was like I was all balanced. I forgot things that I needed to apply the importance to. Other things that happened, I got a star and crescent from a rock my wife shared with me, and she showed it to me on my car at Sam Bay. I got a speeding ticket. I'm like, man, however, now I see that it wasn't nothing that really did me any harm. I just bear with me that Satan is there and unseen, and he's manifesting to let me know, hey, I'm still here. I have influence. However, that's what I was going to ask you. Certain time when, do that really take place? Like someone say that everything's is not going their way from the world. Is that, if I'm making myself clear?
Yes, sir, that happens.
Yeah.
Yes, sir, that does happen. Satan may concentrate on you because if he knows you're going to do something in the future and it's going to be a devastating blow to him and you don't know it, he starts setting up things to mess you up, to really take your mind off. So when you come into it, it's like pass you by and you don't get it. So when that happens, all you got to do is stand still for a moment. Wait a minute. And usually, not usually, always, every time he's getting ready to do something, I always talk to you first.
Yes, sir.
If you're speeding, you better slow down. Or he make you feel so comfortable, whatever it is, and you got to get to it, and then the cop gets you.
Yes, sir.
What you was told, you better slow down. But you didn't listen.
Yes, sir, Father.
And so after enough of that happens, then you say, oh, this is Satan. Put it on cruise. People pass you, let them pass you. As long as they ain't passing you too fast. And if they just passing you slowly, let them go ahead. Because the cop will get you. All the rest of them are gone.
Yes,
like,
sir.
Damn, everybody else. How come he ain't stopping somebody else? and you can ask me, he said, well, I can't get everybody, so I got you.
Yes, sir.
But really, Satan told him to stop him. And he did it. You don't know Satan told him. He just did it. But it's to mess you up. So that's what happened.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Father.
Yes, sir.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. Last night we had a meeting in Mobile, Alabama. And it appeared that the meeting turned out fairly well. And when we did get back this morning, usually when something happens in our favor, within the next 12 to 24 hours, Satan retaliates. So this morning I get the call about the break-in. It don't never miss. It don't never miss. I brought the messenger back. And then my son-in-law now, on the way back home, pole fell down, came through the car, hit him in the head, tried to kill him. We riding by, I said, who's that over there in the ditch? We know it's him. So whenever you do something good or do something right, You don't have to look for Satan, but make sure all around you, you got everything in check. God, he coming. Well, if you got it in check, he can't do nothing. You got it? And so since we are building heaven, and the more things you get, the more opportunity he has to come in if you're not thinking. But if you are heaven, then everybody is being there. It's hard for him to come in. He's there. You don't have to come in, but he can't do nothing. You got it? Yes, sir.
Salam alaikum, Father.
Walaikum salam.
Yes, sir, Father. Today, I'd like to apologize to Sister National because she was sharing an idea with me, Father, and I didn't hear because I used to box, Father. I boxed for a long time, and my hearing is real bad. So I'd just like to apologize to her.
All right.
Yes, sir, Father. I was listening at one of your tapes, and you were sharing knowledge about this brother. He said he'll kill for Louis, but he wouldn't die for him. I want to let you know, Father, and everybody who get this tape, I die for you. And not tomorrow, right now. I die for you, Father.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'd like to say that and put it to rest, Father.
I understand.
Salam alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
Assalamu alaikum, Father.
Walaikum salam.
I'm a little nervous here, but I
Me too.
always did want to stand before you and speak person to person to you. It's a pleasure just to be in your midst. I always did on the day I first met, seen you. I know that you was the man. Then I went in and unseen, and I asked God of Almighty, let this be the God of Abraham and Isaac. Oh, and I'm so proud that you're going to be a black man. Father, really, I just want to say thank you for coming. And every time I see you, it's a joy to me. What I would like to do is, we doesn't have, I live in Baton Rouge. We doesn't have anything that in Baton Rouge represents you.
Yes, sir.
We have the house, well, the house, the sister, you say that, fine,
Yes,
that's my wife. We had discussed a while back that we would donate it to the United Nations of Islam for use of it. What I want to know is it possible that we could start a little study class, that means Brother Alvin, get something out of the magnified use, some signs or something on this house, you know, magnified. We got Lewis Temple, we got Wallace Temple there, but nothing there to represent you.
I don't see anything wrong with that. I would check with the National Secretary and see what type of idea you have in mind, and
Yes,
he may be able to help you to refine what you're thinking about.
Yes, sir.
And we'll go ahead and do it.
Yes, sir. And I want to say, I really want to get out, sort of reach to my people.
Yes, sir.
I don't want to be left behind. I don't want to see none of my people left. I want to get as many as I can. So, assalamu alaikum, Father.
Walaikum salam. You know, the South is all virgin territory. You know, all of the real true rulers are down here in the South. We just have to, and you know, we're not going to be in Kansas all the time. You know, we're going to move from there after a while also. But there has to be heaven really made, meaning you all. You sure you ain't sleepy? Okay. Yes, sir.
Assalamu alaikum, Father.
Walaikum salam.
I got
You all hear me?
Got a couple questions. Kind of nervous. Can you tell me the meaning of my name? My name is Henry.
Henry?
Yes, sir.
It means a giver for you. A giver, you know what giving means?
Yes, sir.
It means a giver.
Yes, sir.
Much like a hen lays eggs.
Yes, sir.
You don't know what that means, do you?
No, sir. Another question.
Let's clear up this one first.
Yes, sir.
The black man really is God. He's an amazing representation of the work of the Supreme Being. We call him the black man. If we hadn't made the other men brown, yellow, and red, white, we wouldn't have to say black man. We'd just say man. He's an amazing piece of work. And since we're in the transitional period, coming back to be the man, there's many things that we're doing and coming into that seems to be strange to us. Or if you're told what your attribute is or what your character is, and if you have to be told that, then often it may not be understood right away. But to be a giver, you have to have. And the giving I'm talking about is from nature. So if you start thinking and start being yourself, you have a lot to give. And I use the chicken because the chicken is natural. They don't go make eggs. They just do it. You know, even if the rooster don't fertilize the egg, they still gonna lay some eggs. All you gotta do is just go collect it, do what you're gonna do with it. You know, make some pies and scrambles. And they like a giver. It's natural. So that's what I meant.
Yes, sir.
You got it now?
Yes, sir.
All right.
I need to know what happened in my past with my mother and my father. As a child, I was coming up, and a lot of things that we didn't get as a normal child would get, as we had to really suffer the consequences of things that we couldn't get, and a lot of things still bother me from the past, and I really trying to find out what happened and why it happened in my past with my mother and my father. My mother was an alcoholic. My daddy was a very mean man, abusive man, and I'm trying to distill my thinking. What really happened? What did we take off wrong, or what did they take off wrong back then?
It wasn't so much that what they did that was wrong. It's just that your parents and those that are like them were born during the beginning of the physical transformation, or this changing from wrong to right. And when you're being made aware of what's taking place subconsciously, your subconscious talks to you right and exact all the time. And when your conscious mind cannot bear witness to what your subconscious is feeding it, then based on what is feeding it will be your reaction. It's like your dad and your mom know that there's a God. They know the way they were treated, what was happening, that's not God's will. However, it's still happening. So it's like they take on the attitude of, I hate everything. You know, I'm having these children and whatnot. They're not planned. They just came from a moment of pleasure, and even that turned against me. I'm just mad, so to hell with everything. So the children want this, yeah, you want it. Hey, I wanted something too, but I didn't get it, so you just suffer. This is all in the transitional period. Now, you come along through that process, and you gravitate to the God that's made himself known. Now you're asking what happened. When you can start to see that this is a plan. It wasn't your mother and father. It was the black man, period. And the greater that you are, The greater the child is that will be with me, the greater hell the parents will have before they have the child. You got to remember, Satan wasn't born yesterday. Matter of fact, he wasn't born. He wasn't created, but he wasn't born. He's like a happenstance. We can't point to nothing to show his origin. We can just point to when we recognize that he existed, but we can't find nothing that produced him. However, he's been copying after us for trillions of years. So when it gets to the point where it gets to, well, this is your end. Now, because you're in a transition, you didn't know it's his end, but he's been knowing it. So when your mother and father is about to have you, a giver, then he say, hey, let's kill the parents. Let's do what we can do, get rid of them. So they go through all this turmoil and agony. But you still come out. So if they don't kill them, their behavior halfway kills you. So when you do meet me, you got all this pent up frustration that it's hard to deal with what's right because you can't get past what happened to you when you was a child. So therefore, he's like stacked the deck, what he calls against me. However, right is powerful. Right is powerful. All you have to do is keep living. And all of the ones that was born after you, maybe your child, when they start to shine, they're going to bring light to you that clears up the darkness that you can't get rid of. And therefore, placing yourself in perpetual life also. Your parents may have to go. They may have to go. So what? They're coming back. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
However, if we stay and do what God does, they have a place to come back to. However, if we fail, this is the end of the universe. This is the end. This is the end. If I and we fail, this is the end. There'll be no more going up and down, in and out, over and under. This is it. I'll be successful or else, and the else is the end. It won't be the end of Allah. It will be the end of everything that is known. I have to start all over again from nothing. But everything that existed won't know it because it won't exist no more. You see?
Yes, sir.
So we must be successful. And we are, because you promised it in the Son that you were going to do this, so you're going to do it.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes, sir. Two more questions. I'm asking you to bless me with the knowledge and wisdom of the understanding. I see it, or when I'm sharing things with a lost found or brothers and sisters that I know, I see it and unseen, but I can't get out in my words like I want for them to understand it. So I'm asking you, can you bless me to be able to speak clearly of what you manifested in me for to come out?
Yes, sir. And you're doing it when you're speaking with them. You're practicing. When you're talking to a lost found, you're talking to nothing. So whatever they come up with a judgment, it don't mean nothing. So you're practicing with nothing, perfecting yourself so you can make the nothing something.
Yes, sir.
So you practice, you're doing it. And when you don't have a lost found to talk to, whatever it is, talk to yourself. Start exploring the language, the words in the language. Start, say something one way and then say the same thing another way and see how many different ways you can say the same thing.
Yes, sir.
And then try it on them. That's how you do it.
Yes, sir.
Did you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
What do the pelican represent?
Well, the pelican is a bird that's supposed to represent the bringing or the fetching of the baby or newborn in the family's life. And I think that's this state's symbol, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Well, that represents Louisiana because this is where the white man perfected his woman and the black woman. So that's what it represents. And it represents some other things too. You know, you all got parishes instead of counties and things, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you know, all that deals with the spiritual. So in the making of the Miss Anne, you know, the pelican represents that. You know, he perfected, he made his white woman. You know, this woman here is not like the English woman. She ain't like no other woman on the planet, white or black. He perfected both women in this state right here.
Yes, sir.
And the women is what brings the babies about. You might be the producer of it, but she brings it in. So the emblem where they talk to each other, you know, the Shriners and all these other people that know what's going on. So they get the bird, you know, make that the national, the state's emblem.
Yes, sir.
Did you understand it?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Another question. What do the skunk represent?
The who?
The skunk?
The skunk?
Yes, sir.
Well, the skunk used to be a fairly friend of God. You know, he was permitted to come around us. The skunk was permitted to come around us. However, he showed a little treachery or a little backbiting, or, you know, he's become a double agent. You know, he go tell the enemy about what we're doing, so forth, whatnot. So what we did, we took and marked him so everybody would know. And then to let everybody know what's really in him, you know, what his nature is, that he loves the enemy, the Caucasian. So we took and filled him up with the stink of the Caucasian that was in the cave. So that's what we did. And that's his defense against other predators and whatnot. That foul, stinky odor. Does that answer the question?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Father.
You all knew that, right? Oh, you did?
Assalamu alaikum, Father.
Walaikum salam.
Father, you shared with us on the tape that the ones of us that are with you could lose their life if they would deal with the Caucasian man in a crazy way.
Yes, sir.
However, I don't have the absolute on that, and I went into the store and the Caucasian, and they just had a crowd of them talking and laughing. So I just walked in and asked, "Don't let me break up a meeting." And I said it in a way that I knew I was talking about the Klan meeting, and the way they looked at me like they knew that I knew I was talking about the Klan meeting. So, however, they just laughed it off, and I went on with it too. So I would like to know how can we be crazy? I don't want to be crazy, so I can lose my life. So I want to know how can I deal with that?
Something like that. It wasn't that you were crazy. You were being somewhat humorous as far as they're concerned. But if you went up to try to stop the meeting, because I know you're all planning something that's wicked against us, or, you know, against the righteous, and I'm going to stop this and you're not going to meet, that's crazy.
Yes, sir.
But if you go up and say something like that and you're going about your business and laugh, whatever it is like that, they just, oh, there's a nigga that know what we're doing.
Yes, sir. You spoke in Mobile yesterday, and you shared that it was a sister asking about someone that was born handicapped. And I just want clarity on that. You said that the person that is handicapped did something in their past life to cause them to be handicapped in this one. I mean, not walk or whatever.
Yes, sir.
However, for them to be in your family, that the family had done something for you to have to take care of this handicapped person.
Yes, sir.
So myself accepting the ideal and my lost found brothers not, what did we do to have a handicapped brother born into the family?
Well, it depends upon, in other words, God himself or Allah himself has been disrespected in one degree or another. If it was severely disrespected, then that's will be your hang up with the person or whatever comes into your family. It's going to tie you up. If it was light, it was disrespected, and it wasn't really grave, and we want you to know about it, well, then your hang-ups will be light. It won't be as much. But for someone, what they did, they really disrespected a lot. You know, so much so that they like the dog did. They took their mouth and tried to kill Allah in his face with their tongue. You know, the dog did the same thing. He growled at God. And we punished him. He still laps his water up now. He can't eat. He used to suck it up like a horse did. Well, we punished him. And the people, that particular family did somewhat the same thing. So they're being punished. Now, since I'm here, I'm ending all punishments if the person warrants it. Before, I don't care what they did, they couldn't get out from under it. The Indians, 16,000 years, couldn't get out from under it. These sex-crazed people that's still in the jackass, they can't get out. Unless I let them. But since I'm the God of right and exactness perpetually, I can end all punishments. Because there won't be no wrong. So if they want to participate in this and don't die and come back, then they have to show a willingness to do right. And it's not going to be easy. Because once you've been doing wrong, then you want to do right to the proportion that will lift a curse or judgment or punishment on another person. You got to really get down and get it. And if you do that and you show you really can do it and you're going to do it, then I got to keep my word. That's what happened. Everything is for real. You know, the power is used to make sure everything is done right. Constantly. Not being used to show that I'm God. If I do it that way, I'll drive people away from me. But none of us are here for the first time except me. I was here in the person of Master Farad Muhammad, but not as myself. This is the first time I've been here as myself. You see? But you all have been here over and over and over and over. Over and over and over and over and over, over and over and over and over and over. So each time you come, it's based on what you did and how you left. You see?
Yes, sir. And I had been rotating on that particular question, whereas the entities, we've been here many, many times, is there just a set number of entities that would come into different people doing different times, or is there some that never get a chance to come?
Oh, no, sir. Everybody has an opportunity. You know, everybody don't come to Earth. There are some planets that don't have entities where they leave and go to the sun and whatnot. Some planets, you know, they have their own system that got set up. However, this is the most popular planet because this is the physical home of Allah himself. So when you leave the spiritual home and he sends you to his physical home, this is the next best place to come to or be dispatched to. If you understand what I'm saying.
Yes, sir.
So if you come back and forth here, what will determine what type of arrival that you will have on your return is what you did and the reason that you had to leave and come back. Like it's written about, you know, Abraham will be standing in the ranks. You know, he tried to live a long time to see this day. Methuselah and all of them try to see this day. They were righteous people. So when they come back in the family, so to say, of the righteous. They don't have to come back and be a lost found and go through hell. They don't have to do that. They come back after we get this set up. They come back because if they left righteous, they will come back righteous. You see?
Yes, sir.
But the ones that came and they allowed this world to curse God, then if they didn't change it before we called them back, and then when we dispatch them back, they got to come back in a similar situation because they still got to work themselves out of it.
Yes, sir. And on that same note, as like doing the pyramid building, the peoples that were there is the entities that are here now in us, and during the cowboy days and the slave days, we are the same entity.
Yes, sir.
However, is it possible that you could share something that we did as an entity then?
Well, everything that you see here, even the making of the white man, we all did that. And allow him to do what he's done to us. We all did that. All of the entities did that. You played a part in that. The thing that is that works against you is when you actually turn yourself against God. When you allow that to take place, that's what works against you. Now, some people came for the express purpose of doing that. Then we don't hold that against them because that's what they came for. But the ones like the minister. Now, Wallace, he came to do that. We know he wasn't going to change. He came to, take the people away from the messenger, take them away from us. That's what he came for. But not Minister Farrakhan. That ain't why Lewis came. We gave him an opportunity that he could change. He had a choice. And we see what he did. Wallace, people say Wallace is a hypocrite, but he is not. He never said he was with his father. He never said he was with his father. So he can't be a hypocrite. So he's always did what he said he was. Here's Lewis. We gave him the opportunity to experience right and the rewards of it. To be triumphed over a man that is all powerful, so to say, the Caucasian. Man can't do nothing to him. Spoke what Elijah spoke. Stood up and people gathered around him. Protected him, loved him, showed him all kind of love. Then he turns. So he got to pay.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
When you come back again, do that stick with that entity?
No, sir. When an entity comes here, what you learn is somewhat frivolous in this day and time. It don't amount to nothing because you already come completed. The only thing you learn here is things that justify you doing what you do at the time you do it. Y'all understand that? In other words, you already come completed. You already got your diagram. The difference between us and animals come already with the instinct. They do the same thing over and over. Same thing. They don't vary it. We can vacillate. We are flexible. We can change things. We can think. Because we come here with that already in us. What will determine whether I should get married or not? First place, is my body ready for that? Then the second place, is my mind ready for that? So I got things that I got to use along with my entity to see when I should do it. A cow don't do that. They just go along and after a while, I think I have a child. A little calf. It just sit in it. It's like a time thing go off and it just happens. They can't stop it. You have to come along and make sure the bull don't get with them so they don't have no calf. But if you left it alone, she's gonna get pregnant. You all understand what I'm saying? The things just like this here. The brother come, he set it up, he put it into motion. We come down to visit. We see this is an extension of us. He didn't have to do that. But when was it time to do it? He looked around. Well, this is something I want to do in my hometown. I want to make sure God is in my hometown. He may have been thinking that from a little boy. But when was it time for him to do it? When he seen that there is something that will bear witness to what he's thinking. Oh, God is here. Oh, I'm going to work my way to be an assistant minister. However, I'm not in my home. I want to go to my home and do it. There's nobody there. Father, would you permit me to do that? Well, how much do you know? How much do you understand? I understand this, I understand that, I understand that. And, well, how does he teach? He teaches very well. Send me a couple of tapes. I listen. Yeah, he does very good. So all the things that was around that he was doing supported what he came with. So, this is the time. So he go and do it. So that's how it is done. However, it was in him to do it. The things that's around that passes, this place is going to pass. So it's all frivolous. It's all like the clouds. But it's what helps you to determine what time you do things. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
The reason why I asked that question, Father, because I'm like a hand on, well, I do not know if I'm going to say the term right, jack of trades.
Right.
And I do a lot of things from hands on, but I didn't have no schooling for this. I wanted to know how that it came upon me to able to do these things without schooling. That's why I asked the question that I asked.
Well, you come with the skill. Your entity already know how to do it. You just have to have a reason and a place to do it. Now, you still haven't done what you really can do. What you're doing now, this is just in this world, what's been presented to you that you could do. However, when we get to where you can do what you want to do and what you really are, that principle will still be there. However, what you will see will be much greater than what you're doing now. Much greater. And it'll be very easy for you to do it.
One more question, Father.
Yes, sir.
Excuse me. I was married for 21 years, and my wife and I, we had a real good relationship. And then she passed about, this is going to be 8 years. And if there's a reason why that bond was broken for me and her, because we got along like a sister and a brother, more than a husband and a wife. It was an ongoing thing. And the bond was broken by her passing. Was there a reason for that?
You said a vow was broken?
You know, she passed.
Right.
So, said, till death do you part.
Right.
So when we was together.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
The bond was real tight.
Yes, sir.
Between her and I.
Yes, sir.
So she passed. So I wanted to know what the reason for why it was broken by her passing.
Well, that's what usually breaks the bond, because if you're experiencing each other in the fullness, spiritually, mentally, and physically, and if the physical is gone, then the bond is broken because you got married in all three. So if one is gone, even if she was with you and you accepted the spiritual, and she didn't, the bond is broke.
Yes, sir, brother. I understand now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sister?
Yes, sir. Father, it's an honor and a pleasure to have you here in Louisiana, and I'm pleased to be a part of the temple in Louisiana. However, the question that I'd like to express is an extension from what the brother 3X was sharing. I have the ability and the skill to complete a clerical task. However, in reaching the destination, I can't maintain the self-confidence, and I fall into an emotional distress. So can you assist me, and how can I overcome that?
Are you married?
Yes, sir.
Your husband is with you?
Yes, sir.
Have you talked to him about it?
Yes, sir, from time to time.
Do you have any illness?
Not physically, sir.
Is your husband with us?
Yes, sir, brother Investigator Earl.
Oh, yes, sir. Well, the best way that can take place, or you to receive any type of comfort, he will have to help you. In other words, there should be nothing greater, especially if he's with the truth, there should be nothing greater to him after the truth than you. So if you were disturbed about something, he has to make it where whatever you were disturbed about is not that great. In your thinking, in your mind, he's got to relieve you of that. So that when you do something, you feel as though you're not confident, you don't have the necessary thing to carry it to its end or to its zenith. You feel not quite full enough, not quite adequate enough. When he speaks to you and lets you know you are really his wife. So if you don't finish clerical stuff, hey, forget it. Or he'll help you finish it. The main thing is that you belong to him. So don't get upset about that. If it didn't finish, at least you got it started. Call somebody else and tell them, hey, finish this. In other words, it has to, if I do it, it'd be like the Christians in the church. They think Jesus is with them, helps them and do everything, and they put their husband second. I mean, you don't help me this, and I'm not even looking for you to do it. Jesus he's my personal Lord and Savior, and he'll help me, and he'll take you, and he'll see me through. They don't work with us, because we know Jesus ain't help you do nothing. However, what we gave you is a husband. So he's supposed to do this. And if he don't know how, he's supposed to know exactly what's happening with you, and then he speaks to someone that can give him or share with him the remedy. And then he go and try it. This makes the marriage closer, and also relieves you, and it's not going to happen one or two times. In other words, if he talked to you if he thinks, well, I told her, so now that's it, you forget that. You're going to tell her, and she'll say, oh, yeah, I got it. Oh, thank you, baby, and hugs and kisses. And the morning night you come home, well, honey, it come right back again. So you got to go through the process until the strength is really built up before it is actually alleviated. So it's a process. And this is your answer. You got your husband, he's your answer. If he don't do it, won't do it, or can't do it, let us know. Then we'll take other steps.
Yes, sir. He's working at it, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, if it don't seem to be adequate enough, ask him to get some help. So that because you're his wife, but you are our sister. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's not like you just belong to him and you don't belong to nobody else. You belong to us also. It's just that we got to recognize him first.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you got to help.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, Father.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Father,
Yes, ma'am.
we have some sisters here. Oh, yes, sir. We have some sisters here from heaven that's from the MGT house. And those that's not here, I'm asking this question. In dealing with what's next, as far as the next level, with the MGT house, there has been stagnation. The purpose and the structure as far as why the MGT house is established, and with the sisters that are there, it has been where there hasn't been proper spirit. That's been more so one of the main problems and concern, as well as in the structure already being set up and gone over with the MGT, the sisters in the MGT house, as far as the purpose, and even so much showing them what needs to be done and addressing it as far as in the MGT classes, and as well as going over to the home, addressing it, speaking with them to give them the motivation and still teach them as far as in what's needed. We have some sisters there that don't want to leave as far as not interested in wanting to merge. We have sisters that come in there's sisters that have been there for a while in the MGT house, and sisters that have come in and be affected by, as far as since the structure is not being moved out on properly, they in turn get affected by it, as far as not having the proper spirit. And those new sisters that even come in, they even start a courting process or interview process before some of the ones that have been there for a while. And addressing it, the comfortability and not wanting to deal with that what's next or going into that next level.
Well,
Yes.
to answer the question, The ones that are stagnant need to be sent someplace else, maybe for a weekend, a couple of weeks. You know, they need to go and see something else. You know, if they need to come to headquarters or go to Cincinnati, you know, go someplace just to get a different view. What they should be, what they should be inspired to do is to make themselves beautiful. Start seeing themselves being beautiful and step out. You know, look at some brothers and get the process started in their own thinking. If they just see work and order, order and order and order. Put your bra where it's supposed to be. Put your slip where it's supposed to be. Put your cooking utensils up where it's supposed to be. Put your shoes where it's supposed to be. Order, order, order. After they do it for a certain period of time, they don't see no man. Then they started saying, well, to hell with this. I'll just lay. You see? So what has to happen? They have to be refortified into knowing that there's an order about a thing as far as human beings. If you've gotten that way, and if you all are officials, or if you have an eye that is more keen than them, then you say, look, you need to go someplace. We're going to send you out to another temple for a while, just for the weekend. Let you see some other things. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, sir, Father. And
so you do that. You know, and then you can also, when you apply the thought to it, if you have some people there that are married, you know, send a couple of them to the married homes if they will accept them. Let them be around, see husband and wife. You know, and make sure they don't see them as like that's mother and dad and I'm the child. So that, you know, mom and dad, they'll make my room up. No. You know, just change the view of things. That's all. And what you do, remember yourself. You know, usually what was good to you, it'll be good to them. And how you achieved it. You know. If you wanted to give up, your dad come in and say, no, so and so is the case. Do this, do that, the other. You try it. It worked. You back off on it. You try it again, it worked. After a while, things get better. But there should be no sister that's 20 years older and is with us that isn't married or about to be married. Shouldn't be that. However, we still in the transitional period. The ones in the MGT home, they still haven't. So it's a problem that they have, and it's a difficulty for us. I don't know if you ever heard that. I gave a definition yesterday or before about problem and difficulty. Did y'all hear it? Would you like it?
yes, sir.
You know, the gods don't have problems and the righteous don't have problems. And it's not written in the literature, spiritual literature, where the righteous had problems. It says after difficulty comes ease. Problems is another word saying making mistakes. Somebody else got to solve them for you. The righteous don't have a problem because you have mathematical thinking. You can think. It becomes a problem when you won't think. When you think, it might be difficult, but you solve it because you can think. And that's what we have. The righteous have difficulties. We don't have problems. You see? So if the sisters in the MGT home have a problem, then the officials have some difficulty. You solve their problem. Might not be easy. But all you got to do is think. Like you say, if they don't know the next step, you show it to them. Then if they don't take it, give it to them. If they don't want to take that, I'll let you use my boot. Something's going to move. All right?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Father.
I understand the frustration because I'm very familiar with frustration. However, I'm also more familiar with success. When those of us that's supposed to know, and they want something handed to us from the unseen, and don't use what you know, then the person that know that you know becomes frustrated with you. So instead of like saying, well, showing you the next step, you show them the rod. You need some of this. And a lot of times they do. But with sisters, we really got to think how to deal with them because of the fluctuation of their thinking. You know, Satan deals with them more effective than it does the brother. So ask your husband. If he can't think of it, maybe he'll call me.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Father.
Yes, ma'am. All right. Everybody had it? See everybody tomorrow? One more question? No more questions? Okay. We're going to be on time tomorrow? Y'all going to be on time. You know, I got quite a few wives. I might be late. I hope you all enjoy yourself while you're here. I thought about Brother Minister Alexander asked us to come down. As a matter of fact, he asked me. And I asked, I think it was Brother Aaron, would he get some of the members from heaven and bring them down? You know, you need to get out and see what's happening. You know. So it looks like you all made it happen. You know. So I'll see you tomorrow. All right? All right, Assalamu alaikum.